What's going on, people? Good evening. Good evening once again. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Mind Your Business podcast. It's me, JB Harrison, and today we're hanging out with Mr. Chicken Wings himself. Hey, look, listen, when I talked to him, I told him earlier, and I said, look, that video,
come on,
the first video I saw about the joint with your daughter when she was choking on that chicken wing.
Choking on that chicken wing, bro.
Listen, man, I cry to this day. I've seen that video a million times.
Come on.
But to this day, if I see it, man, I'm still crying. So we got my man Tim Shrop. He's on. We're talking business. We're talking entrepreneurship. First and foremost, man, I just want to say welcome. I appreciate you tuning in, hanging out. I know you're a busy man. You got a bunch of kids, your wife. You got a whole bunch of brands that you're doing, business you're doing, but you decided to hang out with us, man. So I appreciate it. And let's just jump into it, man. Who was Tim Shrop, man? Like, who are you?
Hey, man, before I get into that, JB, I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, man, come on.
Appreciate you for letting me hang with you, man. Mind your business. Come on, man. Let's get it. All right, so who is Tim Shrop? Hey, I'm just a country boy who loves Jesus, loves Esther, loves Harmony, Kinsey, Xander, and Evan, and loves chicken wings. I'm just me, bro.
Yeah,
I am what you get. And so, born and raised Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay,
that's home for me. Lived in Greensboro for a hot minute because I went to school called North Carolina A&T State University. The school changed and helped cultivate my life. And now me and the family reside in Charlotte. And what I do is I just try to express my comedic abilities on originally it was just on stage. Now we have this platform called the internet, and we just trying to just be funny as possible and this put a smile on some people's faces and encourage them and empower them at the same time. So that's pretty much me.
What is it that, and we'll get it. What is it that made you realize that stand-up was cool?
Yeah.
But what made you really tackle the internet? Like, what made you really jump into it and really use that as your platform?
Well, it was probably 2015. I kept on hearing God sharing me. I kept on hearing, I'll play this. My prayer, I'm a man of faith. So my prayer was like, God, for 5 years I've been doing stand-up, but I was only really hitting North Carolina. Man, I'll tell folks, I probably did. If your grandma was turning 80, I was probably the one showing up. I was doing everybody grandma birthday party, family reunion. They was booking me $300. Let's get them. I was rolling, had a Jerry curl wig on. I did everything. I was just, but I just kept on seeing that. I was just boxed into North Carolina. Nothing wrong with I rock North Carolina all day, but I was like, God, I want to be international, national comedian. But I kept on hearing the still small voice saying, make videos, make videos, make videos. I was like, man, I was just blocking it, just like, yeah, whatever. But the reason why I was blocking it, because JB, dude, I was nervous about putting myself online because I was worried about the backlash or what people would think of me or
the
whole nine. So I was like, man, I ain't doing it. For 2 years, I kept on praying that same prayer and I kept on hearing that same answer. And it wasn't until I realized that I was really running away from the answer that God was showing me. And 3 videos in, it's that chicken wing video that you saw. And it went 6 million so fast. And I posted on a Sunday. By Tuesday, it hit like 1.5 million. And I got a call from Pittsburgh. They were like, hey, we want you to show up to this event. We got to have you. They were taking care of me. They was flying me up. And I'm like, how did y'all find out about me? I'm like, Pittsburgh, what in the world? Where did this come from? It's like this chicken wing video. By Friday, I get a call from Vegas. The video's up to about 3.5 million. And they're like, hey, we want to fly you and your wife out to this marriage conference. We got to get you to perform. I'm like, Vegas? How y'all find out this chicken wing video? The guy was like, told you. And I was like, just make video. That's all you got to do. That's your key. That's the thing that's going to put you into another dimension. And so I started making videos, and it really opened me up to being able to really travel across the country. And but not even just travel across the country. man, it give me opportunity where I can speak to people across the country, man.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. So yeah, man, it's a God thing always, bro.
Yeah, because it's crazy, man. Because like I said, that was my first introduction to you.
Yeah.
Seeing you was that video.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, I was looking at that video the other day. I was still laughing, still crying. The other joint that I saw when you talk about some crab legs,
man,
and you,
you know, some of these videos be true life. You know what I'm saying? You know,
well, and I think that's why they so funny. Because I'm gonna because for me, like I'm just gonna be honest, like especially that one with the crab legs, I sent that to my wife.
Come on,
and she laughed, but she laughed because she knew that was me. You know what I mean? Because she know
I'm the voice for the people.
Man, yeah, I was like, oh my goodness.
I got my ear to the street, what they say.
Bro,
come on, man.
You got your ear to the streets on that. And so, you know, I saw that and I've seen some of your other videos.
Yeah.
So out of all the videos that you've done and even recent, you know, aside from some of the brand stuff, so like the chicken wing videos, the crab leg one, and even the one where you did, it was still dealing with chicken, but you was on the skateboard.
Yeah, that hit. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Like even with that, like out of those videos, was it the first one that kind of did the best for you?
Yeah, that's what put me on the map.
Okay.
If there is such thing as a map in this case, but it did position me. It did launch me. You know, to being noticed or you know, that's my first viral video. And so yeah, that's what did it. And it was then after that, then other videos started coming, the barbershop videos, then the Chick-fil-A videos, and then the Chick-fil-A partnerships locally. And it just started organically, just, you know, evolving into this snowball effect, man. So, but yeah, the chicken wing video with my daughter. And I think what you said is I've been noticing like that's the most memorable video of all of my videos so far. Right. My first video is probably my most memorable from people. And so they're like, oh, you the chicken wing dude? I mean, like this almost we coming up on 4 years. You know what I'm saying? 4 years. I'm glad you see. I'm glad we about to do a 4-year anniversary chicken wing party. You know what I'm saying? So you know, but yeah.
And that's the crazy thing, like because you did it. It's in a sense we'll say it's that old, but I guess when it comes to in internet years, it's, you know, for somebody that just sees that video.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, it is what
I'll
it is.
leave with that video if I'm messaging someone that wants to book me. I'll send them the stand-up stuff, but I'll like hit them with they'll be like, I saw this, and they hear it again. They're like, yo, this is hilarious, it's nuts, this is crazy. So yeah, you're right. And it's amazing how the video still continues to go viral. I mean, it's that video alone, probably on all platforms, even from other people sharing it, man, it's probably almost near 20 million, man. It's wow. Of just that video alone, bro. So yeah, man.
So now what was it like? So after you did that video, and it blew, what was it like? Like, so what did you say your wife? What was her thoughts? Like, and how did you harness it? Like, how did you capitalize on
that? At first, man, I felt that little bit of anxiety here. Right. Because it's that feeling of, yo, what's my next video gonna be? Because this wasn't like a character. This is a true, really, it was a true story. My daughter did joke on Jake. I saw people in the comments like, he's a comedian, he's just joking. She didn't choke. No, she choked. And I got my chicken. So my thought was like, man, how do I pull from another story that's going to hit just as hard? So what do I do? So it really was a matter of trusting that, hey, man, you have the ability to create and you can create more content. And don't try to make another viral video, but be willing to create and don't worry about it being a 6 million view video
Mhm.
Just be consistent. So I kind of dealt with that for a couple of weeks because I can't even remember the next video that I posted.
Mhm.
Because I was like, man, how do I match that?
Right.
You know, so but the beauty of it was when it went viral again a couple of months later, it really showed me what I already knew about myself. It was like, man, you got it.
Mhm.
Like, this is you. This ain't no one-time thing. Like, and it's not necessarily being viral, but you have a way to make people laugh. You have a way to create a moment and allow people to enjoy it. So just stay in it, stay in it. So that was the thing for me.
So now, prior to the success of that video,
Yeah.
because we talked to a lot of entrepreneurs, creatives, social media cats. Had these conversations, and we've seen, based on the conversations, we've heard some of the stories. We've heard the good and the bad.
Yeah.
We've seen how, because of a creative mind or entrepreneurship mind, to where sometimes that's taxing on the relationship. Um, Prior to that video, what was it like for you at home? Like, how, did you have another job? Was this all that you were doing? Like what was that like?
I think so. 2017, that's when that video hit. I think I had just started back working. Because 2014, I left my job, go all in, stand up. I was all in, already doing stand up, doing a lot of churches, just kind of staying in that vein. It was going well, and putting on some of my own events. Got a little tight, got a job, did that for about a year and a half. That's when the video hit, and that's when it got going again. And I was like, dang, right when I get a job, I go viral. Like, man, now I'm getting booked over here, and I'm like, dang. So I stayed on the job for another year and a half. I was like, man, let's stay it. Because you mean viral don't mean, a million views don't mean $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a view. That means somebody looked at it. All right.
Right.
They don't look at my check. Don't look at my bank account. So I was on, did my job, and I think that was the biggest thing for me was my schedule started getting a little bit busier. And then we started doing some more tours because the cool thing about it, I already was doing comedy. So some people, they see me on stage, they're like, yo, you do stand up? I thought you just do food reviews or whatever. Like, nah, like the heart of what I do is stand up. And then when they see you do stand up, like, oh, you really know how to do stand up. You won't just force it to stand up because you're funny online. So so that was the biggest thing, man.
Yeah, because and the whole point of the show, the podcast, is for future entrepreneurs, people that want to get into this, to have an understanding of what it looks like on both sides.
On both sides.
Like, don't get caught up in the hype to where when you get the video that hits, prior to you jumping into this thing, like, there's a lot that goes into it. And a lot of people don't see the back end. They don't hear the stories. Like, I had a guy on before to where he was talking about how his relationship, he was married, how the relationship just did not work because he was in entrepreneurship mode. His wife was in another mode, and he was dedicating the majority of his time to trying to build this business and this company. And ultimately,
that's real. That's real.
Right.
Like, me and my wife, we just had that talk. And even to the point where now we're seeing we're 2021. Yeah. So we're talking about how things are shifting even now, like present day. And the calls that we're getting, we had to sit down and ask ourselves, hey, what are our career goals? Because we got to know which calls to take. And we're not talking about shows, we're talking about, potential partnerships. Right. That can be game changers, but it also can be, like you said, could be a game changer for your relationships and marriage too. So do these fit in alignment to our views, and do these fit in alignment to our family goals and our family vision? So and my wife, man, we just had a talk about that, just sort of saying like, hey, Shrop, I need you to be present when you're with family, because it's easy to be thinking of this idea and this video concept and this, that, and you and you holding the baby and you feeding the baby, but you thinking about this next video you better make, or you checking in notifications, like you're like, okay, all right, how did this video do? Okay, I should share this. Okay, I should do this. Or this person reposted it. You know, you're like, yo. So the biggest thing is I've been using this word a lot. It's just having a system. You know, I'm talking to my dad and my mom about it earlier. It just I'm realizing you have to have a system in place that protects you. You know, or a system or routine that protects you, that honors your family. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be this great success online or at shows, and I'm not a success in my home. You know, and so that's my number one business, man. That's my number one business. You know, this week, I mean, I was about to shut down this whole entire week because I just want to focus on the family, man.
Right.
Like so today, this is the first thing. It's 7:30 right now. You know, this is the first thing I have done all day in regards to my business, because I did all wife all today. Parents had the kids, and I just from breakfast to lunch to going out, because I wanted her to know, because I know how this weekend was. I was gone 3 days. I was in Texas. I performed almost 6 times. You know, I was in Dallas this weekend. And the weekend before I was Atlanta. The weekend before that was Massachusetts. But in between those weeks, I was shooting a music video for a new sketch that'll be coming out. I do 3 promote with Shrops, you know, within the week. And I was like, man, I got to make sure I'm balancing giving my wife that time, you know, give my kids that time. And so it can be taxing on you. But at the end of the day, we just like, okay, if this thing really pops off, because it's popping off, but like if this thing hits to there's certain levels to it. So it's like, if it goes to another level, can you handle that? Like, can you handle if you got to be away for 2 weeks? Who gonna watch the kids? Like, you know, the money could be right, but man, are your kids gonna be right? So all those things that we are thinking of. And so the beauty of like what you have going on, how can you create something virtual to where you can be more present and still monetize off of it? So we've been having those conversations, and because at the end of the day, I want my kids to know who I am, and I want my kids to be able to touch daddy. You know what I'm saying? I want my wife to say that you were there, you know, and be present. So that's the biggest thing.
So and I'm just going to ask you, you know, with you being a man of faith and things of that nature. So is this what you prayed for? Is this what you prayed for? Is this what you asked for? Is this what you saw happening? And did you see it to this extent?
So I put it like this. The only thing that I saw in the beginning was a guy standing on stage wearing a black suit with a white shirt, holding a mic, and there was a lower deck of people and there's upper deck of people. Guy said, do stand-up comedy. It was clear as day. And I would get a call. I would get 2 calls every single day for an entire year. I mean, 2 calls every single month for an entire year about a booking. It was the weirdest thing. It was like the confirmation. Like, how y'all get my number? You know, I mean, it was the weirdest thing. So what I prayed for more so was I just prayed for more consistency. Not necessarily to be the biggest star, to be the biggest name. It was just praying for consistency. I wanted to consistently do this. I wanted this to be the thing that I do. Like, I wanted it to be a reality. I didn't want it to be a hobby, because I saw it in the beginning as like a hobby. It was like, you know, things that were happening, but I wanted it to be the thing that I do. And so I'm seeing that I'm making a career out of that. And that's what blows my mind. So for the first 5 years, and I started comedy and I started working at the same time. So I was working as a admissions counselor. So I was a recruiter for A&T, North Carolina A&T in Greensboro. And so I would go out and recruit students, and I would go to different cities all the time. I pretty much feel like I went to every city in North Carolina, setting up at high school, college fairs. Then I was like, man, hey, you're doing a phenomenal job. We're gonna send you to the Midwest, and then we're gonna send you to Texas. We're gonna send you to Cali. We're gonna send you to Florida. And this traveling thing came about, and I would travel with this suitcase all the time. And I think I got it. Do I have a? I thought I had. It's in another room. So the suitcase that I would have it in my office because a school could call at any moment, and you got to be ready to roll. Still to the day, I have a suitcase ready because I'm ready to roll. It's the same formula that gave me, and I always said, man, I think this is like a setup to what my life gonna be. You're in different cities, connecting and empowering people, and so that's all I'm doing, man. It's the exact same thing, and God was just showing me like it's possible, and so putting a business model around it, putting a system around it, has really helped me to where we do it full time.
And is this something that you always wanted to do? Did you always want to be, because you said you went to school.
Yeah.
So did you always want to be an entrepreneur, comedian, or did you have other plans?
No, I just want to play football, man. I played football in college. I was like, man, I'm going to the league. Which one major in? Football. That was it. I ain't care about anything. I took my senior year, I took an entrepreneurship class, and the light bulb went off. And I was like, whoa, entrepreneurship. Being an entrepreneur, that's wild. Up until then, I never thought about owning my own business. You know what I'm saying? I won't. I was so caught up in sports. That was my thing. And so, and when I realized, the NFL was not an option because I got hurt, or I can't be able to get hurt. I won't that good. But I couldn't break on the ball, bro. I couldn't break on the ball. I played linebacker in college, man, but I'm like, nah, I can't run with no running back when it comes to backfield. So I ain't going to the
Yeah.
But that was exposed to me, and I think what got me was, to be honest with you, JB, I was working at A&T. I got my check every month, and I ended up doing an event. I don't know if you ever heard of a guy called Les Brown.
Yeah.
Les Brown, phenomenal motivational speaker. I'm doing an event on a Saturday. I'm still working. I'm doing an event for Wes Brown. So they booked me for Wes Brown and his wife. They have a wedding anniversary.
Okay.
And so I'm doing an event. They want me to host and do stand-up. I usually don't do it, but like, let's rock. Let's do it. So I'm doing the event. I'm noticed at the front table that there is this open seat there. And I was like, I didn't think about nothing. 10 minutes into the event, I see Les Brown walking in. The legendary motivational speaker, Les Brown. Grew up on him. My dad play him every week. Les Brown. I'm like, yo, this is Mammy Brown, baby boy, walking through. I'm like, yo, this is Les Brown. And I was like, Les Brown, Wes Brown. Oh, I remember him saying about his twin brother, like his brother. Oh, this is crazy. And I see him, he's talking, or see him like motion, like, man, this guy's good. He's saying this while I'm performing, and I see him afterwards, and he tells me, he was like, man, you're phenomenal. He said, young man, he said, you need to be on HBO. And he was going on and talking, and then he mentioned, he said, man, I make $50,000 an hour. I said, who? What? And at the time, I'm making $32,000 a year. This man makes $50,000 an hour.
Right.
And that conversation changed my perspective. And it's like, when you're exposed to something, you can never go back to the same. Yeah. So I went to my jobs just typing different, like, I'm making $32,000, like everything. And I said, where's the $50,000 an hour in me? And it showed me that I'm not maximizing my earning potential. It showed me that I can work like a dog, or I can work lazy as a dog and still make the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I said, man, no matter what I do, I'm still gonna make $32,000 a year. And I said, this man gets up and make $50,000. I said, where's the $50,000? And I realized it was in my gift. And so I ain't made $50,000 in an hour before, but I did make my check that I made every month. I did make that in an hour. And so once I started, I started figuring out this formula
Mm-hmm.
and realizing, man, let me awaken this thing that's inside of me that can maximize my earning potential and put me into another level. I was like, because all we got is time. How can I maximize it? And so that's what really got me going, got me thinking. And that was a game changer for me, man. That conversation.
And so for those of you that are just tuning in, it's the Mind Your Business podcast. We've got the funny guy himself on, Mr. Tim Shrop, and we're just talking. We're having a conversation. We're talking about how he went from, I'm not gonna say ashy to class. We're not going there. You know, we're just gonna talk about how you went from what you were doing to what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Look, so you're doing food reviews. I saw one the other day, these oxtails, man. And I told you, man. I like oxtails, man. I was ready to jump through the screen, bro. I mean,
when you come to Charlotte, man, just call me. I'm gonna tell him to come through.
Listen, bro. Hey, look, they don't play, man. I'll be there tomorrow. Stop playing with me, man. So I've kind of seen how things have moved and how they've changed and kind of how you've moved with them. Let's talk promote. So now you're doing promotions, you're doing brand deals. Whose idea? How did that work? Because now we talk about entrepreneurship. Now we're really talking about maximizing your brand.
Yeah.
And really, and to be honest with you, understanding the timing of it all.
Yeah.
Right now that you're hot. Right. So since I know I'm hot, I need to go ahead and capitalize. So I'm going to put it like this. I call that the G Unit effect.
Come on.
So for those that may not know who G Unit was 50's hold that squad, 50 Cent the rapper. Mm-hmm. And for those that don't remember or don't know, when they were hot, they were putting out records just about seemed like every month or every 2 weeks, because they knew that the opportunity for them, there was a time on it. Yeah. And not to say that they weren't going to last, but they knew that right now they were hot. And since we're hot right now, let's capitalize it on doing everything that we need to do. If we got to push out records every single week, then that's what we'll do. And so for you, understanding that right now you're buzzing, you got the internet in a frenzy right now. And now you're doing these brand deals and you're doing a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. How did you figure that piece out? Was it a conversation that you had with someone? Did you pray about it? Yeah. Or how did that all come about?
Man, the biggest thing is, I put like this. What sparked a lot of it was, and it's cool that we got on record. I don't think I never even said this before. Man, I just wanted a dog. I just wanted a dog. I just wanted a dog, man.
Oh man.
I wanted a dog. And it was during the pandemic. And we weren't doing no shows, bro. We weren't working like that. These little Zoom shows weren't cutting it. We weren't traveling.
Right.
And I had already said I was gonna get this dog. I told him back in December I was gonna get a dog, and I was like, man, and I ain't know how I was gonna pay for this dog. I was like, I ain't gonna take my wife hard on money working at the hospital. And I was like, and a few dollars I'm making with these shows, it ain't adding up. We were just kind of making it work. And I said, man, we got to do something. I got to find another way to. I still was in that mindset of, I got to find another way to make money instead of doing stand-up. I've got to find another way to make money and not have to be present to do it. I got to find another way. And I'm like, dang. I was like, we making good money on the road, but we ain't on the road. And I had shows popping up here and there, but man, COVID was still flexing. I was like, well, I got to tell this lady, I can't get this dog. I was like, man, I want a dog. Man, I was like, that dog was nice, man. And I said, you know what? I think I was praying. I was figuring out what I was gonna do. I was gonna tell my king. And idea came to me was, dude, leverage your numbers. Leverage your numbers. You got over 200,000 followers on all your platforms. Leverage them. And I got to thinking, and I was watching this young lady. She in Charlotte here. She was talking about how you shouldn't be doing no event without having sponsors. You need sponsorship. Use other people's dollars. Use it. And it's all this stuff. Oh, no. Got to talk. Got to read some stuff. And I said, man, all right, okay. But then I met my buddy, met this dude. He was like, Shrop, are you allocating your funds? How are you allocating your funds? How you need to start seeing where your money is going. No, where your money is coming from. Like I know you got money bringing it in, but you didn't see where it's coming from. And I started looking. I was like, man, oh yeah, that guy did fly me down to Texas to do a review about his business. And I started looking at it. I said, oh, that guy did ask me to do something for his. And I said, you know what? All the money that we made at the top of the year has all been marketing. We ain't done no shows, but we still been staying afloat. I said, man, let's start promoting brands on our page. Let's promote with Shrop. And so I put that flyer out. Bam. And I was like, man, how am I going to do it? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a brand and I'm going to make a skit about it. And I'm going to make it as funny as possible. And you ain't even going to know I'm selling you a product. I'm just going to be funny. Man, 40 brands later, it's been crazy. And to the point where we were just in Atlanta doing a guy at a car dealership. I said, you want to promote a car dealership? He's like, no, I just want you to promote me at the car dealership. I said, what? He said, I'm a car salesman. He said, man, I want folk to know when you come to Atlanta, you got to see Joe. I said, all right, I got a skit. I'm going to create this dude. I'm going to create a character. And I'll look at this. I was like, man, I'm going to call him Do-Rag Tommy. We're going to come there and get it. Man, Joe and Do-Rag Tommy right now, that video, we dropped it by like 3 days ago. Over 40,000 people know who Joe the car salesman is now. Yeah. And so I'm like, yo, this is wild. And so I just learned to like leverage numbers. So when I did my first Church's Chicken deal, where they paid me in 60 seconds, I'm like, I can buy me about 5 dogs now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that was all filming in a parking lot. 60 seconds, a couple of edits, and you done. I was like, I typically have to go on stage to make this kind of money.
Right.
I typically got to go fly over to New York, get a hotel, get a rental, be on stage for 45 minutes, fly back home. You know, so that means I done spent 35, 36 hours away from the family. So you mean to tell me in 60 seconds I can do the same thing? So I was like, oh, y'all should have never paid me this money. Because now y'all showing me I can win.
Right.
And still be a daddy.
Yeah.
And still be home for dinner. Like, oh. Now you show me I got another stream so that when things do open up, I got a promotional concept and I got an in-show concept. Ooh. All you show me now, I can create a show and use those same people who I promoted with. They could be underwriters for my show. Ooh. So you tell me right now, I can wear a t-shirt with somebody else's name on and I get paid to wear this. Ooh. How can I maximize and monetize in every area? Instead of just doing shows on just doing shows. Right. So now when you do your tour, they didn't change the game. So the whole promote with Shrop now changed the game. So now when I do my next tour, I don't have to worry about me coming out of pocket for my hotels, coming out of pocket for my venue expenses, coming out of pocket for my rental car, because now I'm utilizing brands and businesses to underwrite that, because all I gotta say is, man, check out Aquafina. Aquafina is the best water. Pour, I drink the Aquafina. My throat ain't never dry. Good God, Aquafina. People don't know that you're talking about Aquafina, but Aquafina cut me a check. And now Aquafina is allowing me to go into 5 different cities without having any overhead. Before I would have to pay all that. Right. So it's like, yo, this all promotion and marketing is doing. And then when businesses see, yo, you have great engagements on your promotional videos, not only are they funny, but people love it. Like we're talking right now. I just got a text. From the guy from the Oxtails. He just texted me. I wish the camera could see that. He just texted me, but it says just got a call from Ohio. He lives in North Carolina.
Right, North Carolina.
So he just got a call from Ohio, meaning he got a catering gig.
Right.
So he's flying to Ohio. He's going to be able to fly to Ohio. They're going to pay him to go to Ohio to cook. All from the promotional video that we were just talking about. So when businesses see that, yo, this dude, his reactions, they believable.
Right.
Like people want it. So it puts you into another realm, and so I'm like, okay, all right. And if we're able to do this with mom and pop brands, imagine what we can do with bigger brands, with Procter and Gamble. Imagine what we can do with Honda. Imagine what we can do with John Deere. And they budget a lot bigger than a mom and pop brand.
Right. Definitely. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me I could potentially make 10 to 20 grand on promotional marketing brand deals? And man, what? You know what someone would have to do like, so I'm positioning myself for that. And I'm like, if you're paying me this with this amount of followers, so what happens when I hit 500,000?
I'm about to say, right.
I got 44,000 on Instagram. What they gonna pay me when I get 100,000? So what they gonna pay me when I get 500,000? What? They really? Yes, because they see that if they have this direct to consumer concept with these influencers, they don't got to worry about TV. No, he can create content to his fan base and help my brand. Oh man. So everything I'm doing now is super intentional. Everything I'm doing is super intentional. So I don't want a lot of fans and a lot of followers just so I can say I can flex on everybody. It's a strategy. Like, so I'm going to hit it with even more videos. Even more funny videos, more collaborations. Because I'm saying, like, man, like I said, they're going to pay me this for 40,000 with 40,000 followers. What happened when I hit 70? What happened when I hit 200K? You know, so it's so the promote with Shrops are game changers, and it's teaching me just how I can monetize, you know, with content. And the beauty of it, man, it showed me how I can be creative, and even more than that, it showed me how I can help another brand. Now I was talking to my wife today, man, I about cried because I did when I started hearing the testimonials from people and saying what their business and what has happened in the last 48 hours of that video going viral. You know, my buddy who has a hot dog stand, I was joking about his hot dog. We was having fun. 100,000 views later, he like, bro, do you know what just happened in my business? He said, dude, the line that was in my, that was for my food truck. He said the catering gigs that you just gave me. The young lady that I did a food review for, she said, 2 days after, she said, everything I spent doing promote with y'all, she said, I made that back in 2 days.
Well, which video was this?
This is the video of the lady with the fried king crab legs. Bro. Desi Banks, who has 6.6 million videos, saw the video I did and was like, I'm calling her. So now she go from Shrop with the 40,000 to jump with Desi with the 6.6 million. She called me screaming, Shrop, your videos. I'm like, hey, I did this to get a dog. And also I did this to help bless other people, man.
and what is that? And so for you, what is that feeling like? And when I say that particular feeling of, one, we'll go back to being able to get 4 or 5 dogs, but then 2, of knowing that you have just increased the value of somebody else's business, somebody else's brand. Like what is that feeling like, man?
Man, me and my wife had lunch today, and I had to apologize to her for crying. I'm in the place like that drug told me people calling him and texting him. She was like, all right, Blaine, it's all right, baby. But I was like, I didn't even know I had tears in me for that. But it moved me in such a way. It was like, yo, your gift will make room not only for you, but for other people. And it's like, yo, you was able to bless somebody else's home just by operating your gift. You was able to be a blessing to somebody else because you was able to just operate in the gift that you have, using your platform, but doing it in such a creative way that these last few months, I've been seeing doors open like never before. But I'm also seeing other people win as well too. Boy, when you see other people, because I heard somebody say, like, it's one thing to win, but when everybody else winning too,
right.
when you helping other people on too,
yes,
man, that's an emotion that I never felt before. Because I know how it is to win on my own, but it's different when you help a mom win with kids. You help, man, dude. When you help a small business just flex and get bigger and stronger because of your videos,
right? Yeah,
man, I'm blown away, bro.
And so for those of you that are just tuning in, it's the Mind Your Business podcast. I'm JB Harrison. We've got my man Tim Shrop on. We're just having a conversation. We're talking about just kind of, his journey is through entrepreneurship, being a creative, how he's seen things go from nothing to something. Like he's at this point, he's in a place where he's able to help others. And he's seeing the benefits of him being faithful and being diligent to what he's called to do. And I guess that's the biggest thing, man, for a lot of people that are in this journey, entrepreneurship, being a creative. A lot of times it's hard to find your place and your purpose. And so for you, at this point, would you say that you've really tapped in to your place and your purpose?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I read a book called Understanding Your Divine Calling. My pastor wrote it. He wrote it before he passed away. And I read that book. And after reading that book, I said I wanted to do two things: was play football and make people laugh. I said, I'm already playing football. I said, how do I make people laugh? And it's not more so make people laugh like, how do I make them laugh? Like, how do I make a career out of it? Because I was always doing that. And so, I think it goes back to, like my mentor, they say, being yielded. I knew that I tapped into passion. I tapped into gifting, but it's like, how do I make a model around it? How do I make a brand around it? And it takes one to be yielded to do that, to figure that piece out, to give God enough room to allow him to orchestrate and move. A lot of time we move before him and allow him to orchestrate and show you, like, man, this is how you can make it happen. And because think about comedy, there's so many different facets and different ways I could be a comedian. I could just be a writer. I could be an actor. I could be a host or MC. I could be a DJ. I could be whatever. But he strategically showed me it was stand up. And if I wasn't yielded, I wouldn't have never known. That's what it was supposed to be. And that opened the door to what I'm doing now. To now creating content. Creating content allows me to. It's really a marketing tool. Creating videos like just regular funny videos is my promote with Shrop for me to be a stand-up comedian and tour. And to be able to tour all across the country. That's my promote with Shrop for myself, are my videos. And so I think it but yeah, that's that, man. That's that.
You made mention of a mentor. And you may have more than one, but one, how important are mentors when it comes to entrepreneurship or just in life, period? And then two, how did you pick the mentor that you picked?
Cool. mentors are like the pressure cooker versus the crock pot. The mentor, if you do it yourself, you're in the crock pot. May take 5 hours. You know, if you do it yourself, it's the crock pot. If you get the mentor, it's the pressure cooker. It can do the exact same thing that the crock pot can do, but it does it in quicker time because it puts pressure on it. A mentor's job is to advise, correct, and show you don't have to go around this road all the way. There's because they've already been on the road. They're like, and they see it from a different lens and a different angle and a different perspective. And I think for me, mentors have been been legendary for me to allow me to not waste time, you know, on how to develop content, right content. How I came about my mentor, I do listen to a lot of podcasts. Eric Thomas, one of my favorite. I listen to a lot of guys like that, but I've heard, I do a lot of conferences, so I'm big on self-development and all that. And one of the things that was saying, and it was the timing was crazy. It was like a lot of times for mentors, we go after the most popular person, and but they're not the most present because they're not available. You know. Yeah, so we go after the popular, and we miss out on someone who really could be present in our life. And so I thought of one person who could have been a great mentor for me because, you know, accolades and what he's done and that was my mentor. It was the guy who wasn't the big time guy, but underneath it was solid as gold. And that's who I needed to learn from, and that's who I still learn from today. And he shared me so many nuggets. And if I share the name of the guy who could have been my mentor, Eric would be like, "Oh, that's your mentor? Oh, that's crazy." But I wouldn't have had access to him the way I needed. If I tell you the guy who mentors me now, you'd be like, "Who? I don't know. I ain't never heard of it." Man, but I have access to him, and he's able to pour into me and show me and school me with business and talk about systems, talk about teams, and what I need to have in place. And yeah, man. So that's that.
Because you know, I think, you know, and what you're saying about mentors is, I mean, that's correct, because aside from the pressure, but then the fact of keeping us, man, on the right track, keeping us from making some of those mistakes that either they have made or they've seen other people make, and just trying to, hey, look, man, you ain't got to do that. Look, if you do that, man, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
And even in the mentor being there, when you do make the mistake, how you get up from that mistake? How do you correct it? How do you and they correct it in love, and like how they can counsel you through that? That's the beauty of mentorship, to let you know, man, I fail in this area. Like I dropped the ball in this. I dropped the ball, and what you mentioned, like I dropped the ball. That's why even the type of mentor you need to have that can speak to you as a man in business and a man in the home, to show you, like, man, I killed it in business, but I failed at home.
Right.
Mentors should be able to say, man, this is what you need to do. You know, after the show, don't go home empty-handed. Show up with some flowers. Okay. Make sure you settle. Are you doing date night with your wife? Oh, but are you doing date night with your wife? You got all these meetings, all these systems in place, but what's the date night looking like? Oh yeah, you're right. Mentors, man. Mentors. So yeah, bro. They
that shirt you had up earlier, man, the God chicken wing shirt.
Yeah. This the brand right here. This it. We about to this is my shirt, Tim Shrop Comedy. So
man.
So we're about to do a relaunch. I actually launched this right before the pandemic. we're about to push this again in just a little bit, probably within the next month or so, along with about 5 other shirts. And so I say 2 months because we want to do it right when we do the line. So that's another stream. And and no, I'm going to be promoting the Daylight Sabbath in a very creative way.
And I guess at this point, man, it's just capitalizing on what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
And every avenue that's available to create income.
Yeah. Yeah. How, what, and what can I do? This angle, this phone. If there's I want to stay in this phone. I want to stay. This is the baby right here. I want to stay within it. So I got this piece. I want to utilize every piece of it. This lens, that lens, this lens, whatever. I want to use every piece of it, of my gift. Like no part left behind. And I want to monetize in every area. So the next time we come on, the Shrop hats, the shirt. All right, maybe I don't need the money. My son may need it. So everything that I touch, I want it to be like, how can I monetize in the best way possible? So from speaking, from writing, from developing content, from consulting, all that. But as we know, this don't happen overnight.
Right.
Everything happens in phases. So that's why I have to master what is in front of me right now, because I realize that everything I'm doing right now is going to connect me to the next thing. And that's what I'm realizing. It connects me to the next thing that I'm going to do. It connects to the next thing. But if I do this in this season right here, now I'm bringing this half done thing or mess and trying to attach it into this. So I'm realizing, like I said, I'm trying to kill these promote with Shrops, because I'm mastering these. Because truth is, these promote with Shrops are going to turn into underwriters for shows that I do. These promote with Shrops going to end up being the blueprint for when I do bigger brands. So if I do these, I'm gonna do them. So then I do my tours. So if I do my content that I'm doing right now for my stand-up, I'm gonna do my tours when it's time to do the tour in the fall or next spring. So if I do my videos, the videos help create the followers that you need, that builds that tribe, so that when you show up in Wisconsin, you got 400 people showing up in Wisconsin. So it's really a formula, man. It's really just addressing what's in this season, because at the end of the day, it's going to connect to the next season. So,
well, bro, look, I can honestly say, man, you're doing it. Every time I turn around, it's always I'm seeing something, I'm hearing something, I'm watching something, and like I said, man, that chicken video, bro. Oh my god, it doesn't matter how many times I've seen it.
Come on,
I laugh to the point I'm crying, man. I got tears coming out my eyes, man. Like I'm crying off that thing, and I'm serious. So this is one of the things that we do before we get off. We're gonna just want to hear from you your highest high and your lowest low when it comes to your business, entrepreneurship that's happened to you. Just want to hear that from you. What's been your highest high with your business and your lowest low?
My highest high in business, man, I guess was showing me. I guess a few things come to mind, and I'm trying to figure out which one is which. I guess I would say what we're doing right now, man. The feeling of being able to create content, like I said earlier, that I win. Thank you, because that's what we've been doing with the videos. We've seen other people win as well too. That's a high for me. That where I'm not the only one at the table eating, and that's so dope to me. The lowest lows, I think I think it probably was when it's probably, I feel like when I did an event and they didn't pay me my asking price. That wasn't the low. The low was me realizing that you want them to pay you their best, but you're not willing to give your best.
Mm.
And I was like, yo, I didn't know. I mean, I'm holding up my own success, my family success, because I'm not giving my all. And I'm not tapping to maximize my earning potential because I'm not being all that I can be in my gift and my calling. And that affects me in business, but also affects me in the home. So I think just like, I think those like those mental moments, that was a low, but it changed everything, man.
Well, look, man, like I said, man, you're doing it. I appreciate you taking the time out. I appreciate your transparency and your honesty, and just, willing to sit down and have this conversation. I think a lot of times, and it is what it is. I'm not knocking anybody for it, but a lot of times entrepreneurs don't necessarily want to have the conversations of not only what they did right, but then even what they did wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you just taking the time out, man, because the whole entrepreneurship, hung out with us for an hour, man. That's an hour that you probably could have been, doing something else, working on content, whatever, man. So I appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm honored that you took the time to hang out with us and just drop some jewels, man. And just sharing your heart, because people need to know that. They need to hear it. They need to understand it. And they need to understand what this looks like. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't do it. It ain't for the faint of heart. Like, you gotta be built for this. And for you to be able to have this conversation and put it out there, to really put it out there and just do it, man. Look, man, I appreciate it. I really do, man. And so I'm telling you now, my wife and I, we love Charlotte.
Come on.
So when we come down to Charlotte, bro, I'm hitting you, bro. We either the oxtail dude, them daggone fried crab. I mean, we're gonna have to figure something out, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you onto my boys at Lulu Seafood. We got you.
Man, bro. Hey, man. Hey, look. All right. But yeah, man, I do, man. I appreciate it. And then for those of you, if you didn't catch it, if you need to, if you want to hit him up, you want to check out, see what his rates are. Get down there and check out the website. TimShropComedy.com. I think I'm sorry. My wife / producer was letting me know I need to, check something, so got it. And even for booking, they can do that through your website as well, correct?
TimShropComedy.com. Yeah, it's everything for booking. Catch up for tour dates when we drop those. Probably within the next, I would say within the next 30 days, we're dropping tour dates. We should be in New York, should be in Philly, should be in Charlotte, Atlanta, and Houston. So we'll drop those dates probably within, like I said, within the next 30 days. And so that'll be really cool. And also you'll see new episodes of my food review show that we're pushing out. And so hitting up some of the top spots and some of the hidden gems, some food trucks, and sharp it up. So now I know and I'm just asking because I know at one point I seen you doing the workout joints. You was losing the weight and everything. And how you doing that and still eating all this good food? How's that working out, man? Man, I said forget it. I said, so if you look right here, you see this a Peloton right here. That's how. I said, but it's always been a dream to do food reviews, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna do food reviews, but honestly, people don't realize that, man. Food reviews, that's what's saving my life, man. Because I eat a certain amount through the week, and because I know we're gonna do the food review, so it's helping me. And so I got a partnership coming out with a cool brand really soon. It's gonna help me because we better get on the road and eat some good food. And that's what I love to do. When I travel, if I go to VA, I gotta eat good. If I go to I gotta eat. Come on, man. So so we're gonna talk about it. But yeah, but people gonna be like, bro, Buddy was big at the beginning of these food reviews, but why he done slim now? How he eating chicken and losing weight? So it's a method to the madness, man.
Indeed, brother. Indeed, man. Once again, man, I appreciate it, man. I do. I really do. And we will talk real soon, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Be blessed, man. Have a blessing, man.
You too, man. Once again, you guys, Tim Shrop, man, we got a chance to chop it up, hang out with him. I appreciate you guys. I'm JB Harrison. This is the MYB Business Podcast. If you didn't catch it, or if you want to catch the replay, it will be on YouTube. We will throw it up there. You guys go subscribe to the channel. The link's in the bio. Go subscribe to it so that way you can get all the content, all the videos that we have. You can catch some old ones, catch the new ones. It's all there. But once again, I'm JB Harrison, MYB Business Podcast. And we are powered by the Harrison brand. And, make sure you guys hanging with the Harrisons. We're powered by them as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got that Cash App too, Mind Your Biz. And you know what to do with that. All right, we'll talk real soon. Y'all have a good evening.